Not because I cheated. Not because I was a terrible boyfriend. Not because we didn't love each other. No, she walked away from a relationship we had built for 3 years because of a number, 3 little digits on a report I barely even thought about. When she said the words, I laughed nervously. I thought she was joking, but her face was serious. She looked tired, disappointed, and heartbroken. She said, I can't build a life with someone who doesn't take money seriously. I love you, but love isn't enough. I need security. I need stability. And right now, you can't give me that. I didn't know what to say. My throat tightened. My heart pounded. I wanted to argue, to say money doesn't matter, that love conquers all. But deep down, I knew she was right. Because here's the truth. I wasn't responsible with money. I treated credit cards like free money. I maxed them out on sneakers, dinners, gadgets I didn't need. I missed payments constantly. My phone bill was late more often than it was on time. I once let my rent fall behind 2 months, and instead of owning up to it, I borrowed from friends money I still haven't paid back. At the time, I thought, everyone's in debt. Everyone misses payments. It's no big deal. But to her, it was a very big deal. She wanted to buy a house one day. She wanted to have kids. She wanted to travel, to build something real. But all of those dreams require a foundation, and I had none. My financial life was chaos. That's when I realized something I'll never forget. Money doesn't just affect your wallet. It affects your relationships, your health, your peace of mind, your future. And when you disrespect money, it eventually disrespects you back. Back then, I thought a credit score was just some random number banks cared about. I didn't think it mattered in real life. But I was wrong. A credit score is more than a number. It's a report card of your relationship with money. It tells the world if you're reliable or risky, disciplined or careless. It's not just about whether you can get a loan. It's about whether you can be trusted. When she saw my credit score, it wasn't just the number that scared her. It was what the number represented. My habits, my mindset, my lack of discipline. Because here's the thing, if you can't handle money, how can you handle a relationship? If you can't pay your bills on time, how can you pay for a wedding, a mortgage, or a child's education? If you can't control your spending, how can you control yourself when life gets tough? She wasn't leaving me because of money. She was leaving because of trust. And I had broken it. Not with another woman, but with my carelessness. After she left, I went through the usual stages. Denial, anger, bitterness. I told my friends, she's shallow. Who dumps someone over money? That's ridiculous. But when I was alone at night, staring at the ceiling, I knew the truth. She wasn't shallow. She was smart. Because money problems don't stay small. They grow, they multiply, and they become poison in a relationship. Studies show that money is the #1 cause of divorce. Not cheating, not family drama, money. And now, I was living proof of it. The worst part wasn't losing her, it was realizing she was right about me. I had been careless, immature, and selfish. I wanted to live for today and let tomorrow take care of itself. But tomorrow had arrived, and I wasn't ready. That breakup became a turning point in my life. I could have stayed bitter. I could have blamed her forever. But instead, I asked myself the hard question, what if she's right? What if I really am the problem? That's when I decided to change. Not for her, not even for the next relationship, but for me. Because I realized that no one, not a girlfriend, not a spouse, not even family can fix your money habits for you. It has to come from you. I opened my bank app and looked at my expenses. For the first time, I saw how reckless I'd been. Eating out 5 times a week. Subscription services I never used. Impulse shopping at 2 a.m. on things that didn't matter. I made a budget. At first, I hated it. It felt like punishment. But slowly, I realized it wasn't punishment, it was freedom. A budget gave me control. It helped me tell my money where to go instead of wondering where it went. I started paying off my smallest debts first. One by one, I knocked them down. Every time I paid off a card, I felt a little stronger, a little freer. I set up autopay for my bills so I wouldn't miss deadlines. I stopped using credit cards for things I couldn't afford. And instead of chasing quick pleasures, I started thinking about long-term goals. Rebuilding my credit was slow. There were no shortcuts. For years, I lived with the shadow of my past mistakes. But little by little, my score began to rise. 580 became 620, then 670, then 710. Every milestone felt like redemption. But more important than the score was the transformation inside me. I was no longer careless. I was intentional. I was no longer living for today. I was building for tomorrow. And as my respect for money grew, so did my confidence. I no longer felt helpless. I no longer felt like a victim of my own mistakes. I was taking control. Looking back, I realized that breakup saved me. It was painful, yes. But sometimes pain is the only thing strong enough to wake us up. She broke up with me over my credit score. But really, she broke up with me over my choices, my habits, my lack of respect for money. And that forced me to change. So if you're listening to this, let me ask you, what is your relationship with money saying about you? Because whether you realize it or not, people notice. Your partner notices. Your family notices. And one day, your future self will notice too. If you keep disrespecting money, it will eventually destroy something precious in your life, whether it's your peace, your freedom, or your relationships. But if you learn to respect it, it will open doors. It will give you freedom. It will give you stability. And it will give you the confidence to build the life you truly want. Here's the part that stings the most. She wasn't asking me to be rich. She wasn't asking me to buy her luxury or give her everything she wanted. She just wanted me to care. She wanted me to be responsible. She wanted me to show that I could build something real. And I failed her in that. Today, if I could go back, I would tell my younger self, love is not enough. Responsibility is love. Discipline is love. Respect for money is respect for your future partner. Because money isn't romantic, but it is real. And real love requires a foundation that can survive the storms. So yes, she broke up with me over my credit score. And it hurt. But today, I see it as the best thing that could have happened to me. Because it forced me to grow. It forced me to face my reflection in the mirror. It forced me to stop making excuses. And maybe one day, when I meet someone new, I'll be ready. Not just emotionally, but financially. Because I've learned that money isn't about greed. It's about stability. It's about freedom. It's about building a life, not just surviving one. If you're listening to this and you've been careless with money, let my story be your warning. Don't wait until it costs you something precious. Don't wait until money ruins your peace or your relationships. Start today. Respect money, and it will respect you back. Disrespect it, and it will eventually take away more than you ever imagined. The choice is yours. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next insights about finance,